Good day, good day. Birds are chirping. I believe this is the 17th day manifestation. I'll try and talk louder. My voice is a little hoarse. So, if you caught the first video of this early AM, I talked about a wild and crazy night I had. And so that leads us to our discussion today. I want to talk about equilibrium again. A very important and underrated subject. Equilibrium is essentially defined as when energy flows from a high concentration to a low concentration of energy in order to balance out. If you want to think about it as a hill inside of a bottle that is sideways, if the water would run down the hill, assuming that there's a cap on it, let's just say, and the bottle's on its side, the water would run from the high concentration or the top down to the lower valley until the water, let's say the bottle's not completely filled, until the water becomes level, and that would be equilibrium. Okay? So when enough positive flows and becomes equal in perspective to the negative, that's equilibrium. Another term or phrase is balanced. Okay? Now, if you can admit, as I can, balance is a lost art, in a undiscovered part of especially American life, right? We're usually one extreme to the next. When we do it, we want to do it hard. We want to always stay longer, jump higher, run faster. We never want to be basic. It's just not the American way. We see balance and equilibrium as boring and boredom. We want to live life on the edge. We want to jump from a airplane doing nearly 500 miles per hour at altitudes of 13,000 and up feet. We want to take family vacations to theme parks that hurl your body around and around, upside down and inside out on roller coasters. We want the fastest cars on the road to do breakneck speed through the city. You see, we want extremes. We're not satisfied nor do we aspire to only experience normalcy. And so it is, in consideration of my outing last night, where I partook of some things that I'm not supposed to touch. You know, why? Because after 16 days, perhaps my body is starting to experience an equilibrium. For it is said that in 21 days, new habits are created. New synapses are formed in the mind, in the brain, I should say. In other words, you form new habits every 21 days. 21 to 30, I think it is. And so you grow ruts, ruts. You get stuck in kind of a rut. It's a new habit. And so I'm at day 17. And so the body is reaching an equilibrium. This is becoming a habit or habitual. And that's foreign. It's foreign, to have been a partier, a night owl. The life of the party. Getting to bed late. That was usual. Drinking tequilas, beers, smoking cigarettes. That was high life, as it were, right? That was normalcy. But it was risque. I never knew what was going to happen. That was life. That was living, it said, right? But now, you put all those things away, become square, as they say, start to exercise. You reach a normalcy therein, and then, it's not so edgy. It's not so risque. In fact, it becomes more safe. You're not on edge as to whether, you drank too much and you might, be subjecting yourself to the possibility of a DUI, your lungs are not filled with smoke, and you're not up late at night, and then only to reminisce of the late night that you had when you get to work, and people are laughing and saying, "Oh, you're a fool. You were a fool, man. You stayed up that late and you're at work now." Yeah, I made it in though. I just made it. That risque life. You don't have that anymore. Now it's just normalcy. You're square. It's boring. And so in closing, I contend that becomes in itself a major issue for achievement. And you have to be, walk circumspect of that reality, that in that pursuit, there's going to come a time, in that pursuit, I should say, for change, improvement, there's going to come a point in time of normalcy where there will be a consistency, all kinds of C's, there'll become a consistency, and you have to be prepared for that mentally. You have to understand and be aware of the fact that the risque life, should have never been a consistency in itself. It should have been maybe an experience, just like a vacation that you take. You're not on a consistent vacation. You take a vacation perhaps, once a year or something to that effect. It's an experience. It should not become a lifestyle. And what we've done is we've made a lifestyle out of the extreme. And so that which is normal becomes foreign, because we've taught ourselves that the extreme is the normal position, which it is not. And that's why, in my opinion, we become addicted to things that become harmful to ourselves. Because you make the extreme, or we make the extreme, normal. So we have a consistent release of endorphins and dopamine, and we become addicted to that, because that's not supposed to be something you experience all the time. There is a purpose and a reason for the release of dopamine. There's a reason and a purpose, for the fight or flight response. You should not be in a perpetual state of fight or flight. That will definitely do you harm. Hurt your organs, your body, and what have you. That is a reserved experience. In case you're caught in a fire or gunshots ring out, you can do some pretty amazing feats. A car falls on you. Some people have been known to pick up the car, or a part of the car, to get it off of you, to rescue yourself. That's your fight or flight. You become superhuman at that moment in time. But just like in any Marvel movie or whatever, it shows that after the superhero has exhausted that power for that moment of rescue, emergency response, that they're instantly drained and they need to re-energize. All right? So, likewise, to live in a perpetual state of risk is draining. It will ultimately destroy you. Balance, equilibrium, it should be the normalcy. And so, again, in closing, we want to balance the negatives and the positives. That will bring us equilibrium. Once we're at equilibrium, that is going to become the next battle. That was my battle after 16 days. That's where you'll get hit unexpectedly, like, wait a minute, this is boring. I should be doing something right now. When people stop smoking, I've personally experienced it. When you stop smoking, there's going to become that lull, and you're going to be like, what do I do with my fingers? Now what do I do? I usually am doing something after I eat, after I use the restroom in the early AM. I'm usually doing something. And that's where you can find yourself in trouble. Because now you're looking for something to do, and you're feeling like this feeling of equilibrium, something's wrong. Something's not right. I need to fix this. All right? So let's consider these things. Let's prepare ourselves for that equilibrium, or the moment of equilibrium. Let's not see that as something wrong. Let's understand that we're not to live in a perpetual state of urgency or risk, that these are merely experiences. Let's make, in my situation, my little outing last night, let's make this an experience. Let's not let this become habitual or natural. I can take the occasion to let this, make me feel guilty, or I can say, you needed a moment of, how should I put it? Humanity. I needed a moment of humanity in this realization of equilibrium. Maybe to know you're alive. Why do people jump out of airplanes? They say, I just need a moment of excitement. Why do people do extreme things that they do? I needed a moment of excitement to feel alive again. I forgot what it's like to feel alive again. I don't know. I do know. What say you? I'd like to hear what you have to say in the comment section, if you will. All right. Make it a great day. I know I will. Moving forward, day 17 of this manifestation journey. It's a workout day. So let's put it in. Ooh, 16 minutes. I'm 1 minute late. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.